This is the hot seat. Hi, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Beautiful sunny day. We finally got some spring. Yeah, warming up a little bit. And we have we always have interesting guests on the hot seat. And Ron is one of them.
Yeah,
but
I'm like a recurring
he's
guest.
more,
I'm a little bit higher level than the regular guest.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, you're a regular. But you're part of the production team and part of
the Heat Squad.
The Heat Squad and part
the news
of
crew.
The news crew. Absolutely.
The production staff.
Absolutely.
The directing staff. Everything.
You've done it all. You've done it all.
I've done it all. Yeah.
And for quite some time.
And
actually, this is like a return to the media for you.
It was. I did this in the 90s with Utica.
That's right.
Here I am back.
A lot of people don't remember. A lot of people don't even know about.
Yes, and some people weren't even alive.
Don't even know. Right.
Right.
But so Ron and I've had a storied past when it comes to media, and today we're introducing Marquis Williams from Utica University. And what year are you?
I'm a 2020.
You're gonna have to
put you on the mic here, so
you gotta speak right in there.
There we go.
I'm a 2026.
What's A?
I'm 2026.
You were the year.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
We're gonna have to pull you down a bit, I think, so we can get you on this mic.
Yeah, scoot that way.
There we go.
Scoot that way, and then turn your microphone this way.
Like,
there you go.
aim into the mic here. Yeah.
But hold it like this and turn it like there you go. No, other way, into you.
Right
into you like yes.
There you go.
There we go.
Now you kind of look at me and talk into the microphone at the same time, because But Ron's going to be asking questions, so
he will graduate in 2026.
2026. Okay.
So he's second year.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we say now instead of freshman and sophomore. We say first year, second year, and stuff.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that passé to say you're a junior?
I think because freshman. So it's non-gender thing. I think that's what I assume the reason is. I never really think about that, but it's like I just say they're my students and I'm
the year that you graduate and the year that you started. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, and you're from the Bronx, right?
I am.
And so why did you choose Utica University to come up here?
Well, at first, when I was in high school, I played football, and I used football in a way for me to stay in school or to keep me focused. So,
what do you mean to keep you in school?
To keep me focused in a way, because there's so many things in New York City that can get you distracted. And I knew that, and so I was like,
"You're gonna have to scoot down that way."
Yeah, we gotta have you talking to this mic here.
Yes.
Is it on?
It is on.
It is
yes.
on.
Yes.
Yes, we are on the air.
We need your big, loud presentation.
Yeah, there you go.
English 102 when you do that
looking over there.
presentation
I'm
voice.
talking to him.
There you go.
Okay, so to stay in school, so there were so many distractions and the disruptions that you wanted something more than the academics to kind of keep you connected with that space.
Yes.
That place. Okay. And did it work?
It did. It actually had its fair run, actually.
Okay. And how tall or how big are you? What?
So I'm 6 foot.
Okay.
I recently lost a lot of weight, but I was like 230 when I did play.
Okay. And so what position did you play?
I played center. I was an undersized center. That means I had to work harder than normal because my size was small. I was
at 230. Your size was small.
Yes.
Well, I guess the field is large down there.
I'm 5'8" and I weigh 190 pounds.
Yeah, well.
In case you needed to know that too.
You're not 5'8". You're taller than 5'8". I'm 5'8".
You're taller than me, I thought. No.
Anyway,
your chair is
about
higher
him.
up.
This
So.
about him. Yeah.
Well, it's an unusual question to ask a guest.
Well, because he said he led when he played football.
Well, that's
and I looked
true.
at his thighs. But it doesn't look like he was like bulky like that.
Yeah.
But okay, so you've lost weight because you shifted your emphasis.
Yes.
Okay. So you were in the Bronx and you got into football and you had a good run with football. How'd you do with academics? You're okay?
I was good. I mean, my first high school was Evander. That's like in the Bronx.
Okay.
But I wanted to play good football.
Yeah.
So I ended up transferring to Kennedy because I knew Kennedy could get me somewhere.
Okay. All right. And so, again, how did you make it up here to Utica?
I got an offer.
Because of football?
Because of football.
Okay, there you go. And
so how does that work? Did a coach like come down and see different games in New York and
with film. So when we play, we record the whole game, and you would make yourself a highlight for yourself, and then you would post it on Twitter. And that's how like a lot of colleges catch.
They do their recruitment now.
Yes, or sometimes they'll come to the school. Like one of the coaches came to my school to try to like recruit everybody.
I said, "Who's that 6 foot, 230 pound
And
center?"
I was good. I was slamming people.
All right. Okay. All right.
I was doing it.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know that now, that like the students would make their own tape. And,
Well,
like,
see, that's why you have a
yeah.
good interviewer to get this information out.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, I know about media stuff. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That this,
Well,
it's
you know,
good,
I figured I'd ask. You know, and I think it's a it's a good pathway, and it's a good example for another kid who might be thinking about, I want to get out of. Was there a I want to get out of here kind of element in it, or what?
It was more of a way where I was like, I want to go away.
Right.
I want to experience that. I wanted to be independent in a way. Because I always been a go-getter for me, and I also have a little brother that's like, I just wanted to show him that you don't have to do this. You can stay in school, and you can get it done.
So a good example.
Good.
Yes.
Good. All right. So, were there other offers, or was Utica?
There were other offers. I really, there were. I don't know the name of them.
So what was about Utica that attracted you?
What really attracted me was, it was really nothing that really attracted me about Utica. Only reason I really chose Utica, because I mean there were other colleges, but my mother don't drive.
Okay.
So
you didn't want something way too far away. You weren't going to California.
No.
Or Nevada or something like that.
And it was hard getting up here. I'm not gonna hold you.
Okay,
it was hard.
okay.
So I was like, I'll take
closest. It was convenient. And how's it working out for you?
Oh, it's going.
All right. Okay. This is your second year. Okay.
In his first year, he had a teacher that was really good at English teacher.
Oh yeah,
fantastic, very inspiring guy who taught him how to write these big reports and make media stuff.
Right. So that's when you met Ron. And he was your English teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that went well.
It did.
Okay. And so obviously, not obviously, but I understand that you are a gay man.
I am.
Right. And so you have found a comfort and a inclusion level that is acceptable for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want to point out for you how special that is. The day and age that we live in, he didn't live in, I didn't live in.
Right.
And there were a lot of, like I say, doors that got kicked down, and even people that got trampled to bring us to this point.
Yep.
And I just want to acknowledge that and recognize that, and recognize you as
you can thank us both.
Well, I didn't really hear that. That's okay. I say that with women too. That they really, they say it was 50 years ago that women got the right to have a credit card.
Right.
Wow. No, come on. I mean, this has been such suppressive stuff going on for so long.
One of the nice things about the college is that it's so welcoming and inclusive. It is really like a safe, nurturing space.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about it so much.
So, now that you're in your second year, and obviously you overcome a lot of challenges your first year.
I have.
Okay, so tell us what you are involved in right now. Now I know that you're a senator in the student senate. You have your own TV show. You're a chef.
Do.
Do you consider yourself a chef? Or that's a big title,
I do.
Okay.
Actually, I do.
What kind of training have you had?
Well, the training I have, I learned
from.
I learned from my mother.
Okay.
I learned from my aunt. My aunt allowed me to touch the stove. My mother didn't. But as soon as I started cooking, my mother was like, "Okay, you can touch it."
Well, I have to say this. I just wonder if it threw you into you say a chef threw you into a kitchen like at Ocean Blue or Modus or.
I think he'd be just fine.
I think I'll be just fine.
Or what's the other one? The Tailor and the Cook. You'd be just fine.
He'd be
a sous chef. You'd have to be a sous chef. You'd be chopping stuff.
No, for a couple rounds, and then I'll take the gist of it.
He's got to do his homework. And stuff.
Okay.
I definitely got to do my homework.
All right, because that's just say a chef. My brother's a graduate of the Culinary Institute. and the kitchen is like, the kitchen is the kitchen. To him, it's like a hospital room, and and if you don't fold the the dishcloth and leave it on the counter, oh my God, he goes nuts. He's like, what? Those have you been in a kitchen like that?
I have.
Yeah, because those guys.
He's also a caterer too. So
okay.
I also have, but I wanted to say, probably this summer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about when we go on break. I want to join. I just want the culinary certificate. Because as I get older, I realize that I may not want to be in the kitchen. I may want to be their business.
Right.
I may not want to be in the kitchen. And I feel like that's okay in a way, where it's like, as long as I'm doing the business, I feel more comfortable doing that.
A lot of times, the older you get, you realize how much you don't know too. I don't know if that's part of it, because, there, a lot of people, especially you young people, take a look at something and figure, oh, I could do that. I could do what she's doing, or I could do what he's doing. It's not as easy as it looks, So there's a level of humility. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Oh yeah, well there you go. I think as you grow, you'll recognize those things that you need to enhance. Let's say.
So tell us about the business that you have, the catering.
But that's why you're at school. That's why you're in school.
Yeah, well, I am planning on going to culinary. I would have went to culinary. Like, that was my first option, actually. But what happened was I couldn't find a college that had any, like, some type of... Because, you gotta understand, I use sport for me, because I know if I don't get this work done, I can't play. So I use it in a way for me to keep going. So if I would have went to, like, a culinary place, I honestly felt like I wouldn't have no urge. I wouldn't have, like, any urge to keep going. So I kind of like the way I went about it, because now I feel like I may not need football right now. I don't need it.
Right. And risk your body and your brains.
And doing it for free?
Right. Okay, so you don't play football anymore?
No.
Good. So tell us about your business in this TV show.
So, Is It On? It was when I was playing football, and I was thinking about it, and I just kept saying it. I just kept saying it to my friends, kept saying it. And then over time, I made myself like a slideshow. I was like, okay, when I go home, I'm probably just gonna do a slideshow and do a presentation for my mother.
How'd you do a slideshow? You had somebody take pictures of you and
Google Slides,
like a Google Slides, yes. It was like Google
right.
Slides, and I went to like the TV station, and I asked them, like, just ask me questions, and when I come back, I'll have these answered for y'all.
Presentation.
Like a presentation, yes.
Which is something I couldn't taught a little bit. I take credit for that.
And that's how.
Continue, please.
And that's how, like, I was able to, like, come back, do my slideshow. They were asking questions like what am I going to do on the show? What is the benefit? How can the students of Utica benefit from my show? So I was like, well, this show will show you how to cook organic. I gave them reasons. I talked about what I will be providing for the show. I will be also able to do like collaborations with the school to actually promote the things that really go on campus. Like, for an example, it's this thing called the Red Chef Room on campus. I didn't even know of it. I was just walking past, and I saw it on the wall, and I went to Slice.
The Red Chef Room?
The Red Chef Room.
Okay.
It's basically for kids that may not have access to the caf, so the cafeteria would give them, like, chicken, broccoli.
Raw materials.
Raw materials.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, I can do like a collab with that. I can bring light to that and also cook something on my show from
those products.
From those products.
Is that the pantry or is that a separate thing?
No, that's something separate. That's something that Slice handles.
Okay.
The pantry is...
And Slice is the provider?
Student activity.
Yeah, student activity. If you have any problems.
Oh, okay. I thought
like
Slice was the cater, not cater, but the
there's the pizza
food
place,
preparer. But you know what? Let's break for a commercial, and we'll come back and we'll pick up where we left off.
Sure.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back. Hello, folks. I am back with Marquis Williams and Ron Kloppenstein, and Ron is a professor at Utica College.
Adjunct, at least.
Adjunct, and Marquis is a student, and they met last year when he was your student. I'm about to get into that, and I'm about to kind of turn things over to Ron because he has some good questions, and I know you have questions you want to ask, and I've kind of gotten through the upper layer.
Well,
and you
join
can,
in,
Yeah, I will, but I just think
so. Food and cooking.
Yeah.
Why is it your passion? And did your aunt and your mother inspire this? And why does food and making food speak to your heart?
Well, I like when people enjoy my food. I like what it does for people. Like I feel like, for an example, on Thanksgiving, when I make pie, I make my pie.
What kind of pie do you make?
I make sweet potato pie, homemade. Well, it may be better than yours.
You're gonna throw down now.
Okay.
You make it better than hers? Oh my gosh! We gotta have a competition here.
Well, listen. The sweet potato pie baking contest was one of the first Juneteenth events.
Really?
So maybe we better bring it back.
Oh wow!
Okay, now
we'll get Patty LaBelle here too with her.
Okay.
But with the pies, it's like, when I learned how to make it, and then I was so excited to make it, and then when I'm making it, like the process of me making it, when I'm listening to music, that good soulful music,
and
then when I give it, like my mother, it's like, oh my God, can I have another piece? You only made one. What you mean?
I have a question. Do you boil or do you bake your sweet potatoes?
Well, I could do both.
Okay.
I could do both.
Okay, now there's the moisture content. There's the moisture content.
Okay. I could definitely do both.
All right.
I mean, I kind of like, if I'm in a rush or if I'm not in a rush, kind of, and I'm just trying to speed up the process, the boiling comes in handy.
Yeah.
But if I have a lot of time on my hand and I put them in the oven, oh man, they come out.
They're all caramelized.
That's how I actually make my yams too.
Yeah. So, what is soul food your favorite kind of food?
Well, I would say soul food is my niche, but I'm open to learn more, especially with this show.
Yeah.
So, I would say, soul food is one of the things that I love to do. And the way I got taught was, I was one of those people that always wanted to stay in the kitchen. I'm not going to hold you. I always wanted the bowl at the end, like when my mom was baking a cake. But,
to lick the bowl. Yeah.
But what I found interest in while I was like standing in the kitchen was how my mom would clean the chicken, how she would season the chicken, how she would have she would have the meat marinating over time. Like things like that interests me. And then seeing the process.
Yeah.
And then having fun in the kitchen. You always gotta have fun, and you gotta be in the mood to cook.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have a big family, and my mom can't. Like, I'm the only one that know how to cook in the house. So it's just me and my mother.
You can help with all that.
So
how many in the family?
It's 3.
Okay.
3. I have an older brother, I have an older sister, and I have a smaller brother.
Right. Okay.
So 4. Then you're 4. Yeah.
Then it's me. But I find joy in doing, especially when my mom do like Sunday dinners. Like when I was younger, we lived in Jersey, and it was like a town. And my mom, she would always cook down for like the holidays, and the kids always wanted to come over at my house. Yeah. So I like that feeling.
What was your favorite food as a child?
Lasagna.
Really?
My mother lasagna. I don't think nobody here can top it. Now you make good lasagna. No shade, but
because this is Utica. This is Italian town.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
so tell me. So I want to hear about your show. What time does it come on, and how do you get to it?
So the way you'll get to my show, you can get it off of a link.
We'll put some links in.
Okay.
You can get it off of a link. It's on YouTube. It's on the Utica website too.
Okay. Utica what website? Utica University.
Utica TV.
Utica TV.
Yes. Or you can get it from Utica University.
Yeah.
I drop episodes every 2 weeks on Friday.
Okay.
In the middle of the day.
Okay.
Because I don't drop them. The
schedule.
The station do it.
Yeah.
So I just like usually promote them.
I gotta say, I think it's really good, a really good thing that you went to the Red Chef room and found the materials, the foods that were available to those who did not have access to the dining hall.
Yes.
And give them preparations. That's a really wonderful thing to do.
Thank you.
Yeah. that's a it's very altruistic and helpful and mindful. Some people might be hungry and really might not know how to cook.
Right. That's why on my show, I try to make easy meals for them, and I try to make them organic as possible.
That people could make on their own.
That people can make on their own. Like
students could make.
I made like Alfredo, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a homemade Alfredo sauce, and I was like, I just want to show them the difference. I want to show them this is my way.
Okay.
Everybody have their own way, and I respect everybody's own way. But I'm just saying this is my way, and if you want to use this way, this is how you can do it.
So speaking of hungry, what is the pantry you were talking about? You joined the student government you had a reason.
Yes. So I didn't like the fact that the pantry was empty. And
what is the pantry? Why don't you tell the listeners?
So it's basically for international students, and you can say it's for everybody on campus.
Yeah.
But majority of people that go are the international students.
Right.
I was just walking past one day.
And it has like free food.
Yes, and it has free food. It has like a lot of canned things, like if you need tomato sauce.
Right.
If you want a snack to go, they have things like juice, toothbrush, deodorant.
Oh, nice.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of took me back when I seen that empty, and I'm like, we are in Utica University. If we say Utica University, it's like, let's do the things. You know what I'm saying? In a way.
Do it right. Yeah.
So I kind of, like I said, I kind of got took back from that because I remember times when my mother needed to go to the pantry and the things we needed were there.
Right.
So I can imagine, I can imagine if somebody's hungry and they can't have access to the gas.
You're like, bring it, come on now.
Oh no.
Right?
So that's why I was like, oh no, I want to join the student government, and this is my reason. And not only, I'm also gonna find ways because this is a non-profit, and I already spoke to the professor, and she's the only one funding it.
Oh, really?
So.
And who's the professor? Give her a shout out.
Oh man.
Well, that's okay if you don't know. We'll get them.
No, we haven't had like a meeting because of her schedule is kind of busy and my schedule. So every time I go to the pantry, like I try to ask them like, do y'all need anything? Because not only that they need food, but they may need like toothbrushes and
deodorant,
things like that.
I think they just did a big thing like that over at Proctor. That they've got, they have
the Raiders thing.
Yeah, I just saw that on the news. Yeah, there's the the closet for prom and stuff, but then there's the food pantry too, and the clothing too. So this is
so where
this is America. I just have to say this is America, and it's really pathetic that there's such a need for so many people, that the food lines are so long, that the food pantries are so short of supplies, and the wealthy are just getting wealthier and wealthier. And so what is your vision for being able to maintain the food in the food pantry? You guys are going to organize around it, build up the organization, or what's your idea?
We do want to build up. We want to bring more awareness, because another issue that I realized that they may have, because I never knew it was there. Number one, I never knew it was there. I had to
where is it on campus?
It's in Hubbard, in the basement.
Okay.
Like going towards the computer rooms. If you ever.
So that's where I teach. That's where our class was, right?
Yeah, but it's like in the basement.
In the bottom.
Right near the studio.
We used to work in that computer lab sometimes. Yeah.
Right next to the studio. But back to your question.
But let me ask you just quickly, like, how can people bring food?
That's what that's talking about. How what's the process?
What could I do?
So so around Utica, we do have like these bins where you can place food in. You can also go there, drop food off. You can always hit me up, my email or anything, or you can just do it yourself. Just go and do it. And another thing that I like about the pantry, that you don't have to put your name. Because
to give or receive,
you don't gotta put your name to give or receive, basically.
So people need help, they just go there. They can.
You go, you sign in, you just tell them what you need, and then they'll do it. Because the society we live in now, you do one little thing, a finger's getting pointed at you. So I can understand that reasoning.
Oh, so people don't feel any kind of like right. That's if they're like any awkwardness is going to get help and stuff. Yeah, yeah. So when you say around Utica to donate stuff on campus, right?
Yes, you can.
Boxes
and
stuff.
we also do. I know they do drive-throughs. I haven't really looked into that, but I know they also do drive-throughs.
Great. Well, that's really good to know because I actually wasn't aware that it was there. I mean, I'm only on campus 2 nights a week, but generally, but it really is good to know that they have that. So, in the Senate, when you want to run for government, did you have to be elected, or did you just what's the process of student government?
Well, the process was, I'm not gonna hold you. I was a little nervous because when I walked in the room, it was so many of them, and then I had to it was more like they called me out in a way, and I had to answer these questions. It was it felt like I had to plead my case a little bit, but
it's going running for office, dude.
Yeah,
man, you gotta give a platform and
but I was, you know what? I don't know why do I do that to myself, because once I know it, I could just do it. And I was able to really,
I'm sure you did,
have all of them understand where I was coming from.
And so what was your mission? Did you say that no one should be hungry on this campus, and that's part of what my intention is?
Well, I didn't say it like that, but I put in my experience. I talked about well, I know how it feels to be hungry. I know how it feels to go to sleep and be like, dang, only if I would have just grabbed that sandwich. Or only if I could have.
Right.
So since I know how it feels, so I try to take myself out of my shoes and put myself in their position. And then speak about it in that way. And
I have to say this, with so much cruelty and hunger going on in this world, to be able to make a difference in somebody's life is it's some level of satisfaction. When you look at the starvation and intentional cruelty that is being on the Palestinians. It's disgusting to me. It's heartbreaking. It's more than heartbreaking. It just makes me angry too, though. It makes me angry, because it doesn't have to be like that.
Right.
It doesn't have to be like that.
It's one of the nice things I think about
touche on doing that. It's excellent to make a strike where you can. Well, to make a difference where you can. And congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And it's nice with the college too. I think going to college, especially there, it kind of encourages people to think broadly and to be more empathetic and to get involved and to make things a better world and stuff. It's a good location. It's really a good place for that. So
I definitely agree.
So what is it like to be in college? What's the difference between you came from the Bronx and now you're up in Utica, and from high school to college, the work is you step up in the work, and I'm sure when you were on the football team, you stepped up athletically, and now you are doing a TV show with other people, with a real studio and stuff. It's different than just doing it yourself. And what's it like to be in your second year as a college student?
Well, I would say, I feel how it feels. I would say, if you know what you want to do, and if you have friends around that are like if you're locked in, if you have friends that you study with, you have a planner, you writing these things down, I feel like you'll do it, because when I was a freshman, I didn't have my planner.
Right.
So
you didn't have those friends either.
And I didn't have those friends.
You didn't have your crew, man. You got to have your crew.
No, I mean, I had friends, but I didn't have those friends where it was like how I have them now.
Yeah. You need a year to do that. You got to solidify that stuff.
But that planner comes in and it does it all for you. Because in high school, I mean, you don't have a planner.
Right.
You're going based off, your teacher.
Yeah.
What you learn is when you fail, you can't blame nobody but yourself.
Right. And nobody's making you do your homework.
Nobody.
It's all on you.
When 11:59 come, 11:59 don't wait. I know that. So what I realized, I was like, no, I need to do my work before it's even here.
Yeah.
Let me bust this out now so I can do everything I want to do.
So you're a conscientious student. Still.
He is. He even comes to my class now. He uses it as a study hall. He's not even in my class,
Excellent.
so he gets the job done. How do you juggle your schoolwork with the show, and with the Senate, and with all the other stuff like
his
pantry
planner?
stuff?
That's why he has his planner.
Yeah.
I guess that helps.
My planner, and I also always tell myself, I can't do none of this without doing my work.
True.
All this, all if I start failing my classes, everything would just start going one by one.
Right.
And I can't have that.
And so your goal is to graduate with what? A degree? What's your major?
So my major is public speaking. At first it was business.
Okay.
But when I went into business, it wasn't. I needed something that was like more and
dynamic.
Yes, business was just too straightforward for me. I feel like I would love to learn business, but I would also want to learn something else in that aspect. Because you don't have to go to college for business.
One of the things you have to do in business is pay your bills.
Wait for commercials.
And that's what we have to do. We break for commercials. That's what we're going to do right now. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back. Hi, folks. I'm back with Marquis Williams and Ron Kloppenstein. And I just want to start off by acknowledging the place you are in your life right now. Because, a lot of times it's hard to really recognize the goodness that's around you because you're so busy doing everything in it, And being in college, there's some identifiable aspects of it as an intentional community. College is an intentional community.
Yeah.
There's not a lot there. You're not like old people around, not a lot of babies. There's not little kids that have to be taken care of or you're surrounded by people pretty much your own age with pretty much the same intention to you, is to learn something and do something and have some fun and and get out of there with having improved yourself. And I just want you to really recognize that you don't have a car payment, you don't have a house payment, mortgage payment, your rent pretty much is paid for, and to soak it up, man.
Yeah.
Soak it up. Travel, investigate, explore. Do those things that you're doing, experiment and find your crew, find those people that
join things, take different classes and stuff.
Don't wear yourself out, but it's an opportunity for you to focus on those things that you're never ever really going to be able to do again, So, enjoy yourself, and expressing yourself through this special time. Because it is a special time. Yes, so that being said, just want to, give you a plug for, kicking up your heels a little bit. Which you don't think.
And it really is a fun place.
Yeah.
I would say Utica College has a lot of fun activities. I mean, I go to some of them too. There's so much fun. The Suffrag's Treble, a lot of activities.
The plays.
And the plays.
Yeah.
They had a thing with giant remote control cars you could race, and there was a day when there was these neon miniature golf, and there was a casino. There's so much fun. I actually didn't enjoy college when I was a student myself, but now
you were gay.
Back as plus I was a commuter. And as a commuter, you just don't really get involved, And
well, were you out then?
I was, but
it was a tough road to
I also worked, and I just it's different when you're there. When you live there, you get more involved in stuff. And
yeah, true.
Being, experiencing it a little bit as a teacher now. It's like now I'm going to plays and doing all this stuff, and I tell the students there's so much opportunity here at Utica University.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
So much stuff you can do. Grab it all, enjoy it. These 4 years are.
But get your work done.
Definitely get your work done.
I have to tell you, I took a year off. I took a year off.
You did?
After my freshman year. I had been through so much, going through high school, but I got into a good college, got into the college that I wanted to get into. But I just needed to take a break.
I actually took a year.
And I can understand that because I recently have a friend that took a break too. And when I feel like a lot of people that don't go to college shouldn't have an opinion whether if you want to take a break or not, because and I can understand the downfall of it. Like when you out of school, you may never want to come back. But I think of it more as that first experience in college, especially as a freshman. Nobody prepared you for that. Right. I don't think nobody Of course, you go to high school and they prepare you for the work, but it's really you become very independent, especially if you go away. And if you're not a person that likes to be open, or I made sure, for me, when I came to college, I wasn't going to just stay with one group on campus. I wanted to be diverse. I want my friend group to be very much diverse, and I wanted them to all have a goal. Because it's you should have friends that have goals, because it's
be ambitious.
Yes.
Be around people who are ambitious too. You know, they will help you keep on track. So yeah.
We had a crew. I was in Toyland.
In Toyland.
Toyland. We call ourselves Toyland. Yeah, Misfit Toys.
Oh, the Misfit Toys. Yeah. See, I never had that, so like I see that now, and I think it's like great that these students have that.
And he mentioned that you found us. You kind of found
your
friends.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you may lose people.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna lose people before you got your main people.
So public speaking is something that most people fear, and actually I love to do this media stuff. I love to talk to a screen or a microphone or on the air, but speaking in front of a crowd, I mean, other than a class of 20 or 25, I would find it scary. So like, tell me, like, what is it about public speaking that drew you, and what advice do you have for people?
And what are your plans
who have
for
to
it?
speak to the
What are your plans for it?
Yeah.
Well, when I first joined, yes, I was nervous, and I was only nervous because one, we were getting time.
Okay.
And two, I probably didn't do my research.
All right.
So that's the only way I'll be nervous. But if you done your research,
okay,
if you know how to command a room,
yep,
and if you like if you are learning over time,
yeah, you
are gonna get it at some point. And I did research based on what I know.
Okay.
Like I did a lot about cooking.
Yep.
I did one about Nicki Minaj, my favorite rapper.
I think you did that in my class, right?
Oh.
I think you did.
I did?
Yep.
I probably did it in yours and the public speaking one.
Okay. So. I don't know if you're supposed to do it like that, but it's okay with me. So you did something about
there were two different topics.
Surprising things about Nicki Minaj, or that she never won a Grammy, I think.
Oh yeah, she didn't.
Yeah. See, I remember all this stuff from last year. Your presentation for ENM 102, I think, could have been definitely one of your things. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like with this public speaking, this can help me break into rooms that are uncomfortable for me, or I'm able to I'm very much a people person. I'm that person where if I ever see you alone, I'm probably gonna walk up to you and ask you how was your day. I'm probably gonna try to make your day, even though I'm not trying to make your day.
Right.
But that's just how I am.
Yeah.
So, if moving forward, I would like to do speeches.
Good.
For what?
So I have a potluck on Saturday. It's an event. I'm vice president of Bond, and I have to do a speech. And
no. Bond is this reconnected or resurrected campus organization that you're bringing back, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys do community service work, is that right?
What is that? I've never heard of that.
This is what he's doing. Yeah, I asked him about
So we do community service work. We do events on campus. We do fundraisers.
Really?
Yes. And sometimes we do fundraisers for the pantry. Right now, that's what we're trying to work on.
To help raise money.
To help raise money for them.
Yeah.
We think of it do you know Win on campus?
No, I don't.
No.
Win is the female version of this.
Oh, I do. I have a student who's in that now. Yes. Right.
So we we are brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And on Saturday we are going to be waitresses, basically. We're going to be feeding the women because it is the last day of Women's Month.
Well, oh, that's right. Women's History Month. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Clock it.
That's really cool. So, other than research and preparation and caring about what you're speaking about, what other advice do you have for people? How do you deal with? Do you ever have nerves or nervousness or?
I do, but you got to think about it. Yeah. You need that grade.
Right.
It comes down to that.
Well, that could add to the stress. I mean, how do you dissipate it, and how do you gather yourself and go on?
I like to be first.
Okay.
Don't ever be last. Because if you're last.
Oh, as a speaker. Yeah.
As a speaker.
Right.
Go first because you are now. I've realized if you go first, you are the example. One.
Yeah. Right.
And two, you just get it over it and don't overthink it. I know a lot of people overthink things, and when you overthink it, because I used to be an overthinker, and I'll have you going crazy.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to overthink anything you do.
Right. I think that's I think about that as a teacher too. It's I try to. It can be hard. I mean, I take to it kind of naturally, and I
You're a
enjoy
good
what
teacher.
I do.
Yeah.
You're a good teacher.
You know, there's times when like
You're very patient with people.
yeah, and if I have to be patient with myself too, like you know, if I'm not exactly sure like how to explain something, someone doesn't understand it, I just kind of like tap into the fact that like, hey, it's so great, we're all here together, you know, we have a great environment in our classroom here, it's exciting, and just kind of tap into that you don't have to be perfect, but you can make up for the imperfection by just being more real and thinking like, what can I do to like help these kids in front of me, or like for you as a speaker, what can I do to like reach out to these
Well, I
people?
think with your teacher, it's really clear. You know, you have a task, you have a
well, you know,
service
there's
plan,
times
a
when
lesson
like
plan.
you know,
But in this case of just giving a speech, you gotta have something to say. What's worthwhile? You know, and you're saying you have a mission with this club that you're resurrecting, and that you're the leader, and you obviously have a compassionate personality, and but just to get up and run your mouth, you've got to have purpose,
right,
and an intention, right? Okay, so how are you? What's your plan for this group?
My plan, well, to have more events, to really
fundraising events.
I know, like we do events on campus too for the students. I want to do more fundraisers. I also want to really get in the community. I really want to go to like
in the campus or outside of campus.
On campus, if that means outside of campus.
We can work with that. We can help you with that.
I want to help. Like I know that they used to like the people that came before me. They used to help shovel the snow around. Yeah, they used to do those things. They used to like we have WIN on campus. WIN is basically like a female version of us.
Yeah.
And they do like care packages for like shelters, the women's shelters, the men's shelters, things like that. We really wanna, cause we are really for the community.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
And we're just right now we're having our foundation, and we are like Saturday, like I said, like our first event.
Yeah.
But we are doing like a collaboration with WIN, and my main focus for this event for me is to get all of the small groups to network.
Oh, right. A lot of
to network, to get involved. Because me doing this event, I didn't even know about all of these other organizations on campus, and that's sad to me.
But were you community minded when you were in school in the Bronx, or just you had the football thing going?
I used football to get me into school, so I was in my urge. I mean, I did help, like my mom. She would like I would go outside and I would walk past a church, and if they serving out food, and if I want to help, I found that fun.
Good for you.
To me, everybody else called me boring, but I was like, no, I kind of like this. I want to do something with this.
Well, you know, we have a not-for-profit. This is not just a radio station. Downstairs is a not-for-profit called For the Good, and it's a 20-some-year-old, 22-year-old inner city, obviously not-for-profit community development organization. And yeah, we could use some help. We could certainly use some help, because there are very few resources in this town for children who are underserved, and the last administration did nothing with millions and millions of dollars. It could have been sent this way for helping a flagship program that we have called the Study Buddy Club. And in addition, the way that funding currently comes from the state, it's almost impossible to get any money for small organizations. You have to be a big and white in order to get money, okay? Wow. And because of the media strength of an intention of this radio station and the not-for-profit, because see, the not-for-profit started the first black newspaper in Utica, in upstate, in upstate New York, since as far as I know is who's that? Anyway, it's
very unusual to have the independent
unique.
media.
Yes,
it's so important now too, because
and for black media,
so,
look around.
Right,
There's no black media between Rochester and New York City.
We are the minority media.
Yes.
So,
And we've suffered for speaking truth to power. We've suffered financially for speaking truth to power. So yes, we'd like you to learn more about us.
Yes.
And we'd love to have your assistance and your attention. It would be great.
Right. Of course, you know it's right for us too. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
So you are in your second season with Is It On? Mm-hmm. How is it going?
I feel like it's going good. This semester I was trying to get a lot of students involved in the show.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about like having people come and taste the food, giving me.
I want to be a guest on this show. I'm a good guest.
We've been planning for that. We've been planning for that.
Oh, yeah.
We have been planning for that. I also want to have that kid on the show from the class, because he's a chef.
Okay.
Oh right, yes, right. Yep. So how many episodes have you made? How many per season?
So for this season, I made like 4.
Mm-hmm.
I made 4.
So what's the goal, like 7 or 8, like a streaming series kind of level?
I tried to make it feel like a show for me, because you can just film and just keep filming until the semester's over.
Right.
But for me, I try to make it real life. I like for it to feel like I'm going to a show.
Yeah.
So for me to have seasons and episodes, I created the season. Nobody was like, "Oh, we're gonna give you your first." They was like, "Oh no, but you could continue filming." I was like, "Well, let's call it a season."
Right. Of course.
Let me just make 7.
Yep.
And because I like cooking food like around the time, like right now it's cold.
Right.
So I'm thinking, okay, goulash would be good.
Right now. Like seasonal stuff.
Goulash would be good. Right
Chili.
Yeah.
Things
like
like that.
People can make. That's a good thing to like show people how to make. Yeah.
And it's very easy.
Well, for you, it's easy for me.
I'm sorry.
You have to teach me on the show. It's like,
that's what it's about, right?
Yeah, and that's a good amount, because nowadays the season of TV is 7 or 8, with Netflix or streaming stuff, and it's a lot of work to do cooking shows, because you have to get all the stuff.
Yes.
You have to be able to make the stuff within your time frame. You have to be able to. Do you have stuff like done already before you begin, so you can show people how it turns out, or is it in like live time?
Well, that was like my first episode when we went down to the U.
Okay.
I made a strawberry cheesecake banana pudding.
Oh no, this was a live show that we attended at the home show, right? In the Nexus Center, Utica University Nexus Center. Tell us about that.
The thing about that.
You have 3 minutes.
Okay. The thing about that was. Okay, so as I'm really getting into the TV things, I learned the magic of TV. Yeah. And the magic of TV is basically like having something done but showing the steps.
Right.
In a way.
Right.
So if I was making like lasagna,
if
I made lasagna on my show, I will show them how to like season the meat, how to brown the meat, how to like layer it down, and then I'll say, for an example, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then I'll take it out and be like, oh, and this is how it should look.
Yeah.
So
you have it prepared.
Yes, I have one prepared, but I kind of learned that the hard way.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way to learn stuff, by doing it, jumping in.
The hard way is not necessarily the best way to work.
Well, I mean, but doing is a good way to learn, especially with TV and with media and stuff. Like, you have to just do it. Put yourself out there, be brave, be bold, and give it a shot. And you get better as you go, and be okay with your imperfections, I think, is really important.
And then the support from the school, number one.
Yeah,
I mean, matter of fact,
and find your support.
I get a lot of support from, like, students on campus, too. So shout out to them. Shout out to my friends.
That's really great. Yeah, your viewers now, you have fans, and
and everything is going. I let time tell me when I'm ready.
So what's your next show going to be about?
My next show. So this episode I made street food. So
really?
I did.
Now what is that?
So it's like it's corn. And then you take like it's like a Mexican dish.
Oh, okay.
So I had it before, but I was like, I want to do something different. I don't want to keep doing soul food. I don't want to keep doing pasta. Let me do something different, and let me bring somebody on the show too, so they can give me a reaction.
Good.
So I made street food.
Yeah.
Like it was corn basically, but it will be out Friday. So you can watch that. That video,
we'll put a link to it when I post the videos on our UticaPhoenix.net.
All right. Well, excuse me, but I don't want you to get too far into the recipe, because Ron wanted to wrap up with some mentions.
Maybe we'd like you to come back, before the semester ends, and actually do a demonstration here.
No, No,
We're
no,
happy
we're
to
not
have
having. No, we're not going to be
make
doing
stuff here.
No, we're not.
I would
You can
definitely
show me how to
bring
make
out
stuff.
I'm probably gonna touch on that.
We're working on
sweet
some
potato
video
pie.
editing stuff in here.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Sweet
some
potato
sweet
pie.
potato
I think I'll bring a sweet potato pie. In
I
here.
think I'm.
I like a good
Oh,
challenge.
the finished one. Yeah, we could throw down.
Of course, the
Wow.
finished. I can't.
He's talking
make it.
about whipping up a sweet potato pie.
I can't make it here.
No.
I can't give you my recipe.
Oh, that's right.
Secret recipe.
True.
Handed down from generations.
Right.
Where are your people from?
So my mother, she's from the Bronx.
Before.
She's African American.
Yeah, but I mean, there were some African Americans back in the 1700s in New York City, but they were down in Wall Street, and then they kicked them out. There was some in Central Park, and they kicked them out of there too. So where are your people from? You don't know? Like, Virginia, Mississippi, down south someplace.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was not down south.
Oh no.
It's just the Bronx. I'm just born and raised from the Bronx.
Yeah,
a lot of people
but
are from New York. I mean,
I'm from.
Did you hear what I said?
Where are your people from?
Yeah, well, I know where my people are from. We did some, but I would encourage you to use this time to check that out a little bit. Check that out a little bit.
I'll see if I.
Because there
can get
are some
to it.
long-term, New York City black folks, but I basically told you where they were where Wall Street is now, and they're gone because there's some graveyards down there. And then there were black people that lived in in Central Park, and they kicked them out of there. There were actually enclaves. And I started the Oneida County Black History Archive, so we know a lot about how black folks came to be around here.
So there's your connection.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting. But listen, I want to thank you for coming,
Thank you for having me.
And it was very nice interviewing you and finding out about you and your
I'll be
work.
back.
I guess, and I hope so, because one of the things that we could use some help with is our garden. We have a beautiful garden, community garden that I
just down the
started in
road.
2000.
Organic?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yes,
She's
it
very
is. Yep, yep,
Cassandra,
yep. It's an organic raised bed, intense garden, organic garden.
Yeah.
And I'd love
I like
you
that.
guys to take it on as a project. Yeah, because we're fighting
Utica
for it.
University groups.
Yeah, they
right.
stole it from us, and we've not relinquished. So we're technically squatters, but
Yeah.
we could use some
We're
other
holding on.
people to
Yeah.
help us keep it and get it back. We want
Yeah.
it back.
Oh, we want that back.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. Yes, we do.
So, as he mentioned, this is Women's History Month.
Yes.
Next Monday is the last day of Women's History Month,
Yeah.
and I've been working on a project throughout the month
Okay.
with WCNY, our
Okay.
local PBS affiliate, to promote their show Nolly. It's a fascinating show, entertaining show about a British soap opera star who was the Susan Lucci and the Barbara Walters of England.
And she got kicked off.
She got kicked off
Right.
after 25 years
Yeah.
on the air. She was unceremoniously dumped.
Yeah.
And it was a big scandal in 1981 in the UK.
Yeah.
And now, 40 years later, people are finally finding out what happened to her. And there's a 3-part series that concludes this Sunday. And I've been covering it, doing recaps and doing
I know,
stories.
and we're getting all kinds
Next
of hits,
Monday,
lots of attention on the website.
It's so exciting. And we're working at PBS. I'm all fancy now.
Okay, all
So
right.
next Monday, I will be on the air to wrap
Excellent.
it up and talk about the state of soaps in America and what soaps operas, how they speak
And
to
maybe
the
we'll get
females.
our
Maybe Dawn will
that's
join us,
exactly
soap
what I
opera
was gonna
fan,
say. Yep,
GH fan,
Yes.
Team General Hospital.
So on
here.
that note, we will sign off for today because Jay Easy
Yes.
is ready here for the Easy Ride Home, and I think he's going to have an extended play Easy Ride Home tonight because of the snowstorm. Kind of kept him off the air on Saturday.
Making up for lost time
Yes,
here.
absolutely.
Some hip hop.
But I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in and our viewers on Facebook or wherever it's going to be for listening in. And good night and thank you.
Thank
for
you. I'm so
listening.
proud
Thank
of you. I'm so glad you're here.